What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be playing the Pie Chess Fairy-Stockfish Level 1 bot in Duck Chess. If you're unfamiliar with Duck Chess, it's like normal chess, but instead you have a duck that you have to place on the board after every move you make. So I'm going to play Pawn E4, and I'm going to put the duck here. And the bot is like immediately playing. The bot plays G6 and G6 comma F5 means plays G6 and puts the duck on F5. So I'm going to go D4. Probably the bot wants to do some type of fianchetto with his dark squared bishop, but I'm just going to put the duck on E6. And I'm going to move this knight. Again, put the duck at 6. Okay. He's going to go after this pawn. The thing about duck chess is whenever you want to capture pieces, you have to make sure are they defended. If they're defended by knights, then that's good. If they're defended by pawns, that's good. But if they're defended long range pieces, like if I move my queen to e2, and I don't know, put the duck like here, black can take the pawn. It's a free pawn. In normal chess, it's not free because the queen can take, but black can interpose with the duck and take this duck and put it here. So now my queen cannot take the knight because it can't jump over the duck. That's an important uh, part of the variant is that pieces cannot jump over the duck. They can't pass through the duck. The duck acts as a wall or a barrier, and the duck cannot be captured either. So this is a valid threat. So I will defend it with the knight, place the duck back on e6. Let's develop. Now black wants to castle. I'm not going to let him castle. I'm putting the duck on f8. That's an interesting move. Confrontational. I don't have to take it. I'm going to castle because this is defended by the knight. And then I'm going to place the duck back on f8. So no castling for my opponent. Or this level 1 bot. Okay, that's starting to take now. The knight is defended by the queen and the pawn in normal chess, but in duck chess, really it's only defended by the pawn because if black were smart, if this pawn wasn't here, black could take the knight and interpose with the duck, placing the duck here so that I can't take back. Oh, and also you obviously have to put the duck on a different square every turn. So black put the duck on h4. So when I make my next move, I can't put my duck back on the same square. I have to move the duck to an empty square. Okay. Should I be worried? I mean, I can move my bishop back. Well, he is threatening to take here and then maybe take this. I'm gonna take and again prevent from castling. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Duck d2 is not what I would have expected because now I can take back with the queen. I was just saying a moment ago. Taking and putting the duck here would make a little more sense because then I have to take back with the pawns, double the pawns, and leave the king open. But now I don't have to do this. I can leave my king nice and cozy, protected by its f, g, and h pawns, and I can take back with the queen, and again, duck f8. That's interesting. He's not taking back this pawn on c5. I'm going to take and just claim that it's 7 pawns to 6, so I'm up a pawn, which doesn't really mean much in this variant. But I have 7 pawns, and the bot has 6, so that will be up a pawn. And the thing about long range checks is it's pretty much like not a thing because the duck can interpose. So I'm going to pin the knight and again prevent from castling. Now, let's see. That's a good move. I can take this. But black can take back either with bishop or with a knight, and a duck move cannot prevent black from taking back with either of these two pieces. Since the knight can take back and the bishop, you can't put a duck to interpose this bishop. So I'll go back and I'll put the duck on G5 because I want to prevent black from playing pawn G5 and also putting the duck there. Okay, so castle. I could add more pressure. I could bring the knight to D5 and put the duck back on G5. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. It's attacking the pawn, but it's really not a threat because this bishop defends. And duck to E7 is a pretty good place for the duck because now when I take, or if I take, I have to move the duck away, and that unleashes the queen. So I am going to, what am I going to do here? All right, I'll just push. I have to be careful. All right, rook FE1 and duck G5. I made this so we're playing. Oh, that's a horrible move. I'm playing with 30 minutes plus 10-second increment of casual duck chess game versus the Fairy Chess level 1 bot. That is just Stockfish has seems to just give me a free pawn on B5, so don't mind if I do. Ooh, I'll take it, but maybe black wants to come in with the rook. So if I do take it, yeah, this is interesting because if I take and block with the duck, black can't take the pawn. However, black can go pawn G5 and duck G3, and my bishop is trapped. So that is a threat. So that's actually kind of clever. But I can take and put the duck on G5. I think I'm going to do that. And I don't really care about this pawn. It's giving black activity, but I also literally don't care. So I'll put the duck back here, and I'm claiming that. Oh, wow. Okay. Taking. So now I'll take. And this, I have to, I can't move the duck away from this diagonal because then the queen will come in, activate itself, and take a free bishop. So I will take back with the pawn, and black is threatening something quite nasty. I wonder, I'll put the duck here because if no, I have to put the duck here. Okay, black was threatening to take the pawn and put the duck on B1. My rook would be trapped and he would win the rook on the next turn. But black did not play that. So again, we're kind of in the standoff. So what do? I can attack the rook, but the rook's just going to take the pawn. Ooh, I can attack the rook this way. This is interesting. I can take the knight. This may be a bad principle in normal chess, like to trade a bishop for a knight like this on an open board. When black doesn't have a light squared bishop, why would I trade my own light squared bishop? However, it's duck chess, and I think knights are a little bit more valuable since they can jump over and they're not as restricted by the duck as bishops are. So I will take and put the duck here. I mean, this level one's playing damn good. It's I'm really impressed with how good it's playing. So you might think, oh, I can put the bishop here and then the duck here and the rook is trapped. But that really is a phantom threat because black can take the bishop and interpose. This rook as isn't actually defending any of these squares because the duck has a lot of places to interpose. So I am going to attack the rook this way and put the duck here. Aha, that's a bad move because I can take the rook and place the duck in between the bishop and the queen. Oh, okay. But again, I have two threats, but the nice thing about duck chess is you can move one of those pieces and block with the duck. So I'll move this bishop and I'll block the bishop threat on my queen with the duck on f6. Okay, that's interesting. So he's threatening the pawn, so I can do this. And again, block with the duck. That's a nice move. Now if I, yeah, that's a interesting move. This is a free pawn, but he's also threatening something very nasty. He's threatening to take and place the duck here, and that would just lose me a rook. And I don't want that to happen. So one of the only ways to defend this. Ooh, and also this rook is hanging out. This is not easy. Man, level one's playing really good. One of the only ways to defend this is to put the queen on d1, defending this rook, and putting the duck, let's say, here. I have a nice move here. I can take and put the duck here. Now, this rook you can't take because you'd have to move the duck, and then I would win the queen. So I take, put the duck here. You have to move the queen somewhere. I like that idea. So let's take and put the duck here. Ooh, that's a horrible, horrible move. And now it blunders because I could take the free queen. Remember, it's not defended long range because you can always block. I can block here on e5 or f6. Now this bot is just crashing out, as the kids say. Crash out. You're just giving away pieces. So I'll do this. Push the pawn. And push the pawn again. And I'm going to put the duck on d8. And the reason is putting the duck on d8 guarantees that black has to move the duck off of d8 on the next turn, and I can promote. So yes, but that will stop it. But again, I can go bring the rook and put the duck here. Can even do this if I wanted to. And I will take, and there's no draws in this game. So now I'm going to be promoting on the next move. I don't care about the bishop. I will promote to a queen and put the duck here, maybe. Now you have to mate. You may think, oh, this is easy. You have a million points of material, but the king can be very slippery. Like the king can move in the line of the rook and then block with its own duck. So I have to be strategic. I'll go here. And still it found a way to evade. So I think this is forced mate. If I put the queen on g7 and put the duck very specifically on f7, because what that's doing is it's forcing black to take the queen and remove the duck. from the f7 square, and then I will take with the rook. Or not take at all and die two different ways. I'll take with the d queen. And that is mate. Queen takes g8 and duck d8 is checkmate. So that's really good. We have successfully beat it. Fairy Stockfish level 1 with white.